Cougar Sports Saturday.
It's complete and another touchdown!
Cougar Sports Saturday. A presentation of KSL Sports.
Left wing for three. He got it again!
BYU Sports Talk by Cougar fans for Cougar fans. Here are your hosts, Mitch Harper and Matt Baiamonte. On Utah's legacy home of the Cougars. KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
We're talking BYU hoops on Cougar Sports Saturday. We'll get to football. Spring football started up. We'll get to that momentarily, but had to spend a little bit of time here talking about an historic win against Kansas, and they are in a battle right now on the road against Baylor. Baylor leading at 56-48. Would love to see Kansas come back and win this one, Mitch, so that it validates that win a little bit more. I mean, look, either way, I think BYU is a winner. They've beaten Baylor and they've beaten Kansas, but for Kansas to stay in the top 10 potentially and get that win would be nice.
When you bring that up, the way you just did about wins against Baylor and Kansas, if you would have been told, hey, these 4 games, you're going to lose to K-State and Oklahoma State, but you're going to beat Baylor and Kansas, you said, that's great. I'd be like, what? There's no way. What are you talking about?
Right.
They're going to beat Baylor and Kansas, but they're going to lose the Pokes and K-State. Hey, crazy times. And that's why tonight, big game against TCU, tip-off at 7. Pre-game gets started at 6 here on KSL. And UConn up with one of the leaders of this BYU team, Spencer Johnson, and he's a new father, and life's going good for Spence.
Spencer, I know we spoke a few weeks ago, but a lot's changed on the court and off the court for you. Maybe let's start with the off-the-court stuff. First, congratulations on having your first child, a son. How was that experience? Were you guys at Provo Hospital too?
So we actually did it in American Fork Hospital. Took him back home to the roots for me. But it's been incredible, man. Being a dad and just seeing my wife go through that and interact with him. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah, having kids it's a special experience. When did you decide to call Nate Austin and share that moment with the team? We heard that story from the other perspective, but tell us from your side of things.
Yeah, so we went to the hospital at like 10 p.m. She ended up going to labor at like 2, so it was a long day, long night, and then the next day or whenever he was born in the afternoon, and I was just holding him, and I texted a picture to Coach Pope of just like me holding him, and then he immediately FaceTimed me. So it was pretty cool just to besides my family, like I spend the most time with the guys on the team and the coaching staff, so we're all fairly involved in each other's lives, so it was cool to share that with them.
Shortly after that, you head off on a 2-game road trip to Kansas. The Kansas State game did not go according to plan, but then you go back out there and have one of the biggest wins in program history. Tell us about your experience in Lawrence at Fog Allen and just how memorable that was for you.
It was incredible. You walk into that gym just for a shoot-around, right, before there were even people in there, and you could just feel like the history that was staring down at you from the walls. I mean, so many jerseys, so many people that have played there, coaches. Like it was really, really cool. So then to be able to go in there and just like it was a packed house, sold out crowd, really, really incredible, really loud, and we just took it to them, man. And I think we talked about it where it felt like the NC State game a lot, where it was. We were down pretty much the whole game, and we were knocking on the door, and we were right there, and we felt it. We're like, hey, if we can get a lead, like we're not going to give it up, and we're going to win this game. So, man, it was really special.
What was the halftime conversation like? Because you guys were right there. Jackson Robinson makes a big 3 to keep it reasonable, even though you didn't shoot the ball well. How were you guys feeling? Down, I think it was 6 at the half, but right in the game.
It felt really, really good. I mean, you think about it, so they shot a lot more free throws than we did. I think we had a couple turnovers, and they had a couple easy ones in transition, and then we were missing shots, and we were still only down 6, and we're like, hey, we're on the road, and we're down 6 right now. Like, we are not worried, and we're just going to stay together, and we're going to keep fighting, and, man, we got nothing to lose.
On the point of free throws, Coach Pope in the second half gets a tee. I think, him, you guys probably, the fans, frustrated at the way the fouls were being called. And he tells a story in post-game on how he gets the tee and he comes back and you guys are like, hey, no big deal. We're ready to go. Like, why do you think the team responded in that moment like that?
Yeah. I think, we've just played together so long. This is our second year, and we had the whole summer last year, and then the season, and then the summer this year, and then this season. So we've been through a lot together. And one of the things we always talk about is like, hey, next play. Like, you're not focused on what just happened, and you're not focused on what's going to happen, but we're right here in this moment. So, yeah, he got fired up, and he got a tee right there. But, man, it was like, hey, next play. Like, we're still here, we're still in it, and let's go.
I'm genuinely curious on this. This isn't to nitpick the officials in the Big 12 or the WCC, but has there been a big difference in the way it's been officiated in this league, or is it similar to the WCC? Like, you're a player. What's that been like going from that league to this league and adjusting to that?
Yeah. The Big 12 is more physical for sure. The WCC I feel like is a really, it can get physical, but more so I would say it's a finesse game, a lot of shooters, a lot of, scores and things. And not to say the Big 12 isn't like that, but it's just really physical, and they officiate it differently. But again, depending on the night, you never really know. So I'd say in general, it's probably more physical.
How do you guys turn the page from such a historic win? It feels a little bit, a couple weeks ago, the Baylor win and then a letdown against Kansas State. Has that been discussed? How do you guys remain focused on the task at hand of just a few regular season games left?
Yeah, it is. We got a really big win, and we still got some big games left to play, like to close out this season. So, I think we took that night when we were at Kansas. We flew back. The Rock was waiting for us at the airport, which was really cool. So we took that night to enjoy it. And then we came in yesterday, and we had a really good film session, and we're like, hey, that was a great win. Like, let's, enjoy it and soak it all up when the season's over. Like, we have another job to do on Saturday, and TCU's a really good team. So, I don't know. We're focused. We're ready.
How do you get any sleep on a night like that? Was that the first time The Rock was at the airport for you guys since you've been playing here?
No. So that was the second time for me. The first time was when we beat Oregon in the Trailblazers arena. So, but man, that was special. They showed out for us.
Last thing for you. You have a lot left to play for, so you maybe haven't even thought about this, but I think about how long you've been here and your career path, and you spent some time at Slick. You're here in the WCC. Now you're a key part of a team that is going to the NCAA tournament. That's a fact after the win against Kansas. Still more to play for, obviously, but have you taken a moment at all this season and just reflect on the journey and how your career is crescendo to this beautiful moment in Big 12 play on a team that a lot of people think can do some noise in the tournament?
Yeah, my wife and I are actually talking about this the other day, that it's just been incredible, man. We've been super blessed to be here at BYU, to just play for this university. You think about my path, like you said. I've been to a couple different schools, and there's been some uncertainty of just like, is this dream that I have actually going to work? So it's just been such an incredible blessing. And you think about the little moments, like for me, scoring the first points in the Big 12, getting a shout out from the Prophet, in General Conference. Just this last year, a special win at Kansas, and just the special year that we're having as a team is just like, it's been incredible. Really, really blessed.
And lucky for you, it's not over yet. A lot more to go, and stay healthy, and we're looking forward to watching you guys finish out the season and head into the tournaments.
Yeah, there's a lot more to go, and we're excited to keep it rolling.
Spencer Johnson, there you go. And some of that interview was missed because of that EAS alert, so stay safe out there. We'll put the full interview up on the podcast feed. Another reason to subscribe if you haven't already. Cougar Sports Saturday podcast feed, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll take a break here, and we'll keep talking some hoops on the other side, and then we'll turn the page momentarily to BYU football a little later on here in Cougar Sports Saturday.